Bodybuilding and Hypertrophy. You are a man's man. Even if you're a woman, in your heart, you're still a man. And I mean that literally, because your heart is now as large as the average male heart. Unlike us peasants down here, this heart will actually stop if you don't consume 800 milligrams of caffeine every 3 to 6 hours. You enjoy watching the male body in all its glory. And you have wondered more than once if that makes you gay. It doesn't. It just makes you a homosexual. Your favorite room in the gym is clearly the locker room. You are very organized. Organized. As in your organs have now doubled in size because of some extracurricular activities. Which is also the reason for your temper tantrums. You are usually the largest person in the room. And your knees have noticed. But so have other people. And they are intimidated. You can see it in their eyes when they puff up their chest when you're around to seem a little bit larger than they are. Just so they can compete with you. Unless, of course, you're one of the few unicorns, a true natural, in which case you are an absolute failure to everything this sport has become, and I applaud you for that. Calisthenics. You look forward to your time in prison, an almost empty room with literal bars as your door where nobody will bother you for months to even a couple of years. That is what you've been preparing for all your life. You can now sleep in your favorite position. You wonder why other people train with weights when they literally are weights. You don't need a gym. Nature is your gym. And by nature, I mean the concrete jungle. Because when you're not training outside next to a playground, which by the way, isn't creepy at all, and don't let anyone tell you that, you're doing your workouts at home for free, like the genius that you are. Unless you're actually paying for a gym membership, the 90% of your training is just dunking on other people with shit you know they can't do. Yoga. Yoga has gained much popularity in the past couple of decades. You'd think that would make yoga practitioners diverse, but they're all basically carbon copies of each other. And that's not even an insult. Yoga literally means union, becoming one with everything, which is why they're indistinguishable from each other. You also carry a lot of trauma in you, and I empathize, but this can only go two ways. One, your practice has helped you reach inner stillness and peace, resolving your trauma, and has now become a tool to stay healthy in both body and mind. Or you start buying crystals, reading books about magic and the occult, travel to an exotic country where you braid just one part of your hair until your metamorphosis is complete and you rise from your cocoon as your final form, a yoga teacher. You can now teach others to resolve the trauma you never could. You know what they say, those who can't do, teach. Am I right? You probably don't eat meat or animal products or vegetables or fruits. In fact, if you're still consuming external matter after 10 years of practice, you have basically failed the yogic path and you will never achieve samadhi. Cardio. You have admirable goals. To stay fit and healthy until you're very, very, very old. With longevity in mind, you run on hard surfaces multiple times a week so you can be one of those old cute people who can't extend their legs because they don't have any cartilage. Or you're hindering traffic with your bike and your tight shorts and you need to know everyone hates you, which is also probably why you do it. There are two kinds of cardio people. The ones that haven't realized that the world won't be here for much longer anyway, because humanity is a cancer that has consumed this planet with sheer stupidity, and you will find your fiery end just like the rest of us, just in a slightly healthier body. And then there are the ones that do cardio because of that, because you will outrun or outcycle the apocalypse. You are prepared. Zombie outbreak, nuclear war, an ice age, you name it. All you need is a backpack, which has a drinking hose, like the hat of an alcoholic, which, by the way, is also not weird at all. Nobody talks about it behind your back. Booty gains. You go, girl. I have no notes. You're making the world a better place, and I commend you for that action. You are worthy of admiration. There is nothing to add here. Climbing and bouldering. If I asked you, would you rather climb that overhang mountain or down that deep dark chasm? Your answer would be yes. The strongest thing about you is the smell of your climbing pants and your fingers, of course. You stopped grabbing things a long time ago and now only resort to pinching or hooking. When you go on a vacation, your first thought at the sight of a new architectural marvel is it a 6A or more like a 6B minus? Your toes and the shape of your feet are forever changed to fit the form of what climbers still insist on calling shoes. You enjoy nature, sometimes to an unhealthy degree. Something about climbing things activates the most ancient part of your monkey brain, and in that state, you can be unpredictable. You might get the urge to bust out an upside down double toe hook just for an extra rush of adrenaline, when you could have just as easily grabbed on with both hands. But that's what makes you unique, just like every other climber. Multiple or all of the above. You will not be put in a box. Diversity is the name of the game. You're a jack of all trades and a master of none. But that is okay, because unlike the others, you have realized that balance is where it's truly at. Which is what you tell yourself and others when they ask you why you're still shit at something you've been doing for over a decade. However, statistically, there is no doubt about it, you're probably having the most fun. You've probably made more friends, and in the end, the real gains are the friends we've made along the way. Is also what you tell yourself when you see that you're still small and you forever will be. With that said, I am super grateful that you can join us today. If you enjoyed the video, like the video and subscribe and check out other videos, because that is how the algorithm works, and the more videos you watch, the better it will be for me and for you. Captain Cairo, peace out.